Welcome to the House of Hop. I am your host, the most electrifying man on YouTube, podcast, the internet, social media, wherever you're going to find me. I am the most electrifying. I am Duhop, and we are back with another House of Hopcast. That's right, within the walls of the House of Hop, we've got the new podcast, and today's guest, I am not even going to let him say a word. Excuse me, but before you do, I'd like to introduce Emily Saxton. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, let the cat out the bag. Today is Emily's birthday.
Yeah, 827. As MGK said in his one song, 27.
I saw your post. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I must die at 27, hopefully I just die as a legend, but the goal is not to join the 27 club. Well, knocking on wood.
Congratulations on making it to 27. I'm quite older than you.
No, I'm old.
And welcome first to the House of Hop and to the House of Hopcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm literally, when you asked me yesterday, you were like, hey, I know it's your birthday, but like, would you want to do this? I'm like, yo, I'm working till like 3 a.m. tonight, so I have like nothing to do tomorrow. I had to like put in like a 15-hour day yesterday. I was like, I would love to do a podcast on my birthday because I haven't done an IRL one since like 2019.
I don't know what that means, but
in real life podcast, I've done like camera at my desk, but like nothing since then.
Oh, I see. All right, well, I'm pretty happy about that. Yay! All right, so I want to dive right into it because I don't want to let it sit too long here. For years now, for years you've watched wrestling.
I have.
You've loved wrestling.
I have.
It's John Cena. It's The Rock. You love it.
Jeff Hardy, CM Punk, name it.
All right. You put the boots on yourself.
I did.
All right. So I want to know personally now because you did your video. All right. And now when I say you put the boots on yourself, what I mean is
I actually got in the ring. Yeah.
Right. Emily had met up with my brother, Grim, from Grimm's Toy Show. Obviously, where we're from, me and my brother GTS. And Emily put her boots on and got in the ring with my brother to where she was bumping, getting chops, doing moves, running ropes. True, real green beginner. Let's get you introduced to pro wrestling. And that's what I want to talk to you right now because I want to know how you really felt. I want to know your true thoughts on watching John Cena take a guy, huge AA, boom, and he slams him with a rock, huge rock bottom. I want to know immediately your thoughts.
Yeah, of course. So,
on that first bump. Boom, you hit the mat. I want to know.
So my first bump ever was actually way before even doing the training for this video. So I've been like involved here and there with GTS wrestling, especially like way before I transitioned. But the first one I think was big, tall guy, kind of like somewhat bald.
Was it at GTS?
Yes, it was at GTS.
Onslaught,
yes.
Okay.
Onslaught, if you watch this, I am so sorry. I meet so many new people all the time, so like sometimes unless I see their face, it's hard to like remember.
Sometimes I don't know their real name. Like fortunately for me, I know who it's Carl, but like
yes, that's his name, Carl.
For years, I went and had no idea that Hollywood Hooligan's real name was Esteban. They're like, "Where's Esteban?" I'm like, "What is that?" Yeah. So yeah, trust me, he's fine. Carl's good.
But if I remember correctly, so
I had
like a match. And this was like 2019, way before I transitioned, and I forget what it was, but it was like real quick. Just to like get me involved, and I don't know, was it a choke slam? Did I take a choke? No, Grim saved me from taking a choke slam, but I did get knocked down. Wasn't the greatest of bumps, and I got put in like his ankle lock at the time, and I tapped out. So like my professional wrestling career at that point got off to a horrible start. But then like made some other minor appearances, like Grimmomania as your host of Grimmomania. I'm gonna make some changes. I fired. What's his
Cletus.
he did not appreciate that, and then you guys found me unconscious in the kitchen.
Right, but I mean that bump you took for a while ago was 2019, and here you are now, and it transitioned. and now you're back in the ring,
Yeah,
and you legit went for it. So when you that bump now,
it hurt.
right?
It
That's
hurt. It
okay.
hurt.
That's the point. That's what I wanted to get to. Okay, because I feel like for years and years there's been this common misplace that the wrestling ring is just a big
So
trampoline.
this is why I wanted to do this video. So this was an idea I had like last year, but I was going through a lot of things, and I really took a big break from creating content. So like besides like short form,
Which,
and
by the
this,
way, because you're good at it, so
thank you, I appreciate it. So yeah, this was like I've been doing YouTube since I was like 9, 10. Just making videos in general, and since like 2016, 2017, that's like when things started like happening and all that. But the last just few years, I just need that time to like focus on myself with everything because like I was still sharing so much as like I'm in the middle of like the biggest change in my life, and it's like I gotta make videos, and I went through shit, and it just everything killed my mental health. So I need to take the time to like myself. And I was like, man, I have this good idea though. I want to try professional wrestling for a video. And because I've always been a wrestling fan my whole entire life, and I was like, okay, well, there's this misconception that wrestling is fake. And so the idea of this video, which is still being edited, so my editor is currently working on it right now, is I try professional wrestling. And in that video, I want to learn, is professional wrestling real or is it fake? Obviously, somebody that has watched wrestling for so long, you know that the stunts, everything is real. The outcome can be scripted to whoever, like, say it's like me versus Duhop, I go over, like, I already know that. The ref might know the finish for those that don't know wrestling. And that's like anybody who watches wrestling, you kind of always know that. There was perfect example recently, Money in the Bank. We had a party going on at my parents' house. I got my neighbor over real quick 'cause he was there. I was like, "Yo, you gotta watch this. LA Knight's about to win the Money in the Bank."
oh,
And
but
then
LA Knight no win.
Damian Priest and you didn't expect it. But the thing is, everybody was expecting LA Knight to go over, and unfortunately he didn't. So tying that back into this, it's like I wanted to see if it was real or if it's fake. Already knowing myself, that's very much real. But now I'm gonna put my body into it because a lot of the things I want to do now with content is try things I would have never done before, and pro wrestling was one of them. And I really love this video of what I've done so far in the edit. Now my editor is taking over, and I think it's going to be a great video to show people that wrestling hurts. I don't know if I could curse here.
No,
Sorry,
you can't. I'll edit it out.
Sorry if I got you demonetized. But
YouTube hates it. I'll beep it out. But
wrestling hurts.
well, so that's where I wanted to go with this because you dabbled with GTS and maybe you bumped once and this, that, and the other thing, but getting to the meat when even just running the ropes,
They hurt.
right, back and forth, you hit the ropes enough, your arms hurt right here, right, and I mean, there's nothing about the physical sport of wrestling that feels good.
No.
Okay, and I originally brought up the bump because bumping sucks. And this
Did your
big, huge
brother-
misconception that the wrestling ring is a trampoline. Yes, the wrestling ring gives, okay, but the wrestling ring is wood.
Yeah, what I learned is like it's got the steel obviously underneath, and then it's wood planks, and then you have some membrane foam, and then the canvas, and that's it. And
Right.
like the most best place to fall is center in the ring because that's where you have the most give. If I remember correctly, long time ago with like John Cena, he got Batista bombed into the corner, and that's how he tore his pec at one point. And I think that's when he made his Royal Rumble return. I think that's all right. But he tore his pec because of how he got hit in that corner, because it's the hardest place of the ring too.
Hardest part of the power bomb, right? Kevin Owens power bomb Sami Zayn on the corner of the because it's the hardest part. You got to think of the wrestling ring as actually kind of like a deck. Like you walk outside your back deck and you're on a deck because that's really what the ring really kind of is. It's got metal beams under it that bounce and they move, but really it's a deck with a piece of mat on it. So when you're accustomed to you jump in your bed, you jump on the couch and this, that, and then you just fall on the floor with a small little mat right there, it doesn't feel good. So time and time again, we watch these pro wrestlers take these huge bumps and it's kind of like almost in one ear out the other. Like, oh, that's cool. He's just going to get up and keep moving. When really it was like the first time I ever really took a huge bump, knocked the wind out of me. Completely could. I mean, cartoonishly stupid. Okay.
I'll tell you this, like when this video comes out, it's hilarious watching like me trying to take a bump. Like I could not take a bump. Spoiler alert! I have like probably the worst bumps out there. Sorry, I like to curse. It's not ladylike me or ladylike in general, but I like to like curse it, but whatever. But yeah, I was horrible at taking bumps. Like I try. It's just like the fear of trying to get over it. But once I had the match, once it was like full send against my opponent, don't want to reveal who it is. I learned in that moment it was either I'm gonna have to fall and get hurt or try falling correctly. So like I got clothesline and I was like, I'm doing this, and I took a good bump finally.
Well, how did Grim bump you or teach you how to bump? Because
So
when I teach somebody how to bump, I legit like put a turtle down and push them over somebody. You have no choice but to boom
so yeah,
bump.
with him, he tried showing me the middle one where you stand in the middle and then you do that, which I've seen like Coach Danny Cage do like on his Twitter, like training
Okay,
people.
right.
He then tried doing the laying down, but like I was a little scared, not gonna lie, doing that. So then he showed me where like you kind of squat, grab the middle rope, and then you just do that.
Oh, you just kind
Yeah,
of throw back.
yeah.
Right,
I'll
right,
tell you
right.
this, because I did the basic cut of the video, and now my editor friend, my friend who's also editing this video, he's gonna make it look just even more ridiculous because I cannot take a pump for my life, and it was just like I do it, I'm like I did it, nope, you did it wrong, and we had like majority of the video two cameras rolling throughout the whole entire time, except when it came to the match. Then we had three rolling, and we got to get all the angles for just the video in general to make a good video. But yeah, it just I couldn't take a bump for my life until it came into this match, and whew, that stuff does hurt. But like when you're in the moment in the match, like you're not thinking about like it hurting. You're like, all right, well I just got clothesline. What's the next move? Oh, okay, they're telling me to lay here. Let me just lay here, sell it, sell it, sell it. Oh, this is the next hit. All right, let's do it. And then like your brother chopped me during the training.
Well, I wanted to bring that. I wanted to get to that before, after the bumping and whatnot. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, so your brother chopped me because like I was like, all right, well, how about a chop? Because I know from like watching like the old WWE's training stuff and like even like I gotta say Coach Danny Cage again, like I follow him. Loved his series that he put out onto Apple TV, and like just all the stuff like even you and your brother do. Like I love professional wrestling, and
Thank you.
yeah, of course. But like I love this stuff, but I know the chop is a big thing. I mean, just had WrestleMania, and it was Drew McIntyre and Gunther
Where they just
with the
destroyed
chop,
each other.
with the chops, and I was like, okay, well, I know if I want to learn wrestling, I gotta learn how to take a chop.
Well, a chop essentially at this point now has one. It's like the initiation.
Yeah, so I did
Like
that.
like you get in a Royal Rumble and you're a rookie. Everybody's looking to chop the shit out of you.
Yeah, so with this, I was like, all right, give me a chop during the training, whatever. And what ended up happening was, I was like, let me put this out there. Over 1 million views on Instagram Reels. Like 600K from Facebook, it getting shared to Facebook. And then like 400K alone on Instagram when I was looking at all the data.
You guys heard that, right?
86K on
Over
Snapchat.
1 million views on a chop.
Which was actually funny enough. I looked it up. Was like more weekly views than the previous NXT, AEW, and even like Monday Night Raw. Like each one had like average around 500K.
Do you think it's just a bunch of people that didn't like you, wanted to see you get slapped?
Maybe there were some haters, whatever. But like you can't doubt it that like I took the chop, it hurt, but like
Oh, I wanted to. Obviously I saw it, and I wanted to tell you took a good chop. And I got to be honest, I don't think Grim held back at all. I think
told
he
him
gave it
not
to you
to.
good.
And like he felt bad afterwards. I was like, Dave, because that's like his name for those that don't know. I was like,
Right.
dude, don't feel bad. I am here to train. I am here to learn how real this is, so I can prove it to all the marks out there that don't believe wrestling's real. That like it's very much real with just a scripted outcome.
Well, yeah, you can. It's very predetermined.
Yes.
You go out there. You're in Gorilla. You know what's going on, and on the other side of the match, like you're doing what the boss tells you to do. But everything in between, and coming from, and I'll never say that I am like a great pro wrestler. I know what I'm doing. You can go through the curtain having no idea what you're about to do. You can go through the curtain having a top to bottom list like Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat, like numbered, and you can go out there and that gets completely thrown out the window and something completely different happens.
Yeah.
Okay. But the point of it is the physical beatdown of wrestling. And it was funny because MJF tweeted about it the other day. He said, "You go wrestle. It hurts. It does.
It does. It
Wrestling
does.
hurts."
The one thing too is like sometimes like you have an idea of what's going to happen during the match. Like I've seen it at GTS where like people are like, all right, let's do this, and you do that, then I do this, then you do that. Oh, I'm gonna flip off this, and then you do that, and then pin me 1, 2, 3 match over.
Right.
So like I had an idea of like how this match might go, but I had no clue who my opponent was gonna be. And what eventually happening was once we got in the ring, it was just called on the fly. Like there was things where like
so rookie Emily gets out there and calls a match on the fly.
Yeah. Like there was one. I don't want to spoil too much, but there was like one moment in the video. I was like, I whispered, I was like, code breaker, and they were like, what? I was like, just go with it. And I took a bump, and the person I was going against was like, after the like, I can't believe you just did that. They're like, that was actually like really good. I was like, yeah, I figured I'd just like channel my inner Jericho for a moment.
Well,
and, like,
quite impressive. I can't wait to see this code breaker. And FYI, I don't. You'll
I'll show you. I have some of the footage on my phone of like the one angle that I can like show you. So yeah, I basically called it. I was like, hey, can I do a code breaker? Like, let's just do it. And they did that.
That's what I wanted to say. There's no reason to call anything and whisper it.
Well, I mean, in the video,
and you'll figure that out if you progress with wrestling. Like, I'll straight up be like, I'm gonna body slam the crap out of you.
Well, yeah, you're doing that.
I
For
guess
the entertainment aspect, but for
he had no idea it was coming. All of a sudden, he realized, oh, I guess he's gonna body slam me now.
Well, like with this too, but majority of the series, I was mic'd up, Grim was mic'd up, but once I got into the match, I didn't want to be mic'd up because like I watched a lot of things too. People talking about like when they wrestle John Cena, how he's like the ring general, and how like he's like, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. So like we got to that to this point in the match when the video is eventually out, and like I'm running, I'm like code breaker, and they're like, oh okay, and then I just perfect bump with it, and I was like, is that another thing? All I had to do was practice doing code breakers to learn how to take a bump.
Well, if you really think about it, that motion is not too different than holding the second rope like Grim taught you, and just boom.
Yeah, because when you do a code breaker, obviously they're bending down and then they're going to go back, and so it was like, all right, here, boom, and I just fall back and I take the bump, and I was like, damn, that was fun.
That's good. I'm glad. So so now you let's roll it back then. So you've run the ropes, you're bumping, you did your match, you got slapped up and chopped by Grim, and you've realized.
Which, in the match, by the way, I got chopped, and then my opponent was like, again. And the opponents, like, under their mask, I could just see the reaction to their face. They're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you nearly died. I was like, the first, like, time I ever got chopped, I was like, think to myself, I was like, entertainment, make a good video. Like, all right. I'll do anything for the good videos.
So you had the match, right? And I'm pretty excited to see this video. I'm eager to see it. Where does that put you now? So you've had this year training. Are you going to be looking to slide in for the specialty sucker slam match at GTS? Are you looking to do something like, or did you already talk to Grim and have this set? And I don't know about it yet.
I have not talked to Grim yet. So like every once in a while, I don't mind. Like my schedule right now is just so hectic. I've been doing a lot of stuff, making UGC, user generated content for brands on TikTok. Really good program for those over 50K followers over there, where all you do is make ads. I have creator friends that are making 5 figures a month plus. So I just started it. I made decent income for June. That'll get paid out in like 2 weeks. So like all my time is in this. Like yesterday I did like a 13, 15 hour day of just making ads so I could take today completely off.
What do you mean making ads?
So like, have you ever been scrolling through TikTok and it was like,
no, I don't TikTok. Okay. I do Instagram though.
But yeah, so like for example, maybe you will see like an ad on Instagram where it pops up like for like a mobile game, like, hey, what do you want to like rewrite history? If you could step into Conflict of Nations. This video is not sponsored by them. I'm just using it as an example. If not, now you owe Duhop money. Anyways, so with that, it's like you basically are making these ads for like mobile games. I just did a HelloFresh one. I don't know how much I can really say too much about this program, but like you do all these like ads, whatever, and then you basically compete against other videos, and then if you make a better video, the brand's probably going to push you more. Then you just get clicks and conversions, and once you do that, like your video can do really well.
So everybody makes a commercial for the Duhop House of Hopcast, and then I'm like, well, I pretty much like Emily's the best, and then you got the job. Did I get that right?
So kind of where it's like, say if there's like me and like 5 other Grims, and we're all like making ads for like the same game, and what happens is like during this, it's like I make one ad, and so that's a spot, and then there's like say like 4 other people right behind me. They want to run the ad that gets the most conversions. So like they'll like beta test each ad out like in the public, and they do like these early little tests, and it's like, oh, this one like is really performing. Let's say it got like 2K impressions with like 200 clicks, which isn't that bad. But then like let's say out of those 200 clicks, like you got 50 conversions, like with people installing like say said ad or app in game. What happens then is TikTok's like, or the brand's like in this program, okay, let's put more ad spend behind this. And then they run your ad even more, so then you earn the money based off the ad spend. But yeah, so all my time's been like thrown into just doing this program lately to the point where my editor friend was like, hey, when's your wrestling video coming out? I was like, dude, I've been so busy, whatever, like doing this program because like the money right here, and it's what I want to use to like fuel my YouTube channel, all the videos I want to do come Q3, the end of Q3 going into Q4.
Right.
And he's like, yo, I'll do it for you pro bono. And so that goes back now into the wrestling thing based off the time. When I have the time, I'd love to do it. I think it's fun. I'm still very much an amateur when it comes to this. But you want to know who's really good? Somebody we learned doing this during my training. So I had 2 videographers. The one that actually lives right around the corner from you. The other was my friend Jake Duffner. Learned that this guy is like a pro. Like he needs to go to WWE. I'm trying to think what the move's called, but he jumps up onto the top rope from the outside, jumps up onto the top rope, and then like gave your brother a clothesline during like my training.
So like a springboard.
Springboard, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were explaining like what Logan Paul and Ricochet did at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
And Jake's like, oh, I could do that. And he did it bare feet. And Grim, your brother, was impressed because like not many people can jump the ropes barefoot. And Jake was like, yeah, it's not a problem.
Well, I mean, if he's that good, why is he not hanging out at GTS? And
Jake's
wrestling?
Jake, I love him. He's the kind of person where you just gotta hit him up and call him like, hey, you interested? Like, hey, come over, we're doing this,
So
you know,
he's
or like
lazy.
if you have time. What's that?
He's lazy. We got to chase him.
Not chasing. He's kind of like me, where it's like when you get the invite, you're down to show up. Like I'm that type of person that hates just showing up to places without like an invite kind of thing. But Jake, you know, it's like, hey Jake, let's get you back in the ring. And be like, okay, what days work? And then you go from there.
I got you.
Like
Well,
he did a gainer, which is a type of flip off the top rope, landed it just for fun.
just for
Fun. Like landed on his 2 feet, and he's like, oh yeah, that was easy.
well, despite him, I'm glad we were able to be here and hype your video that's coming up because I'm really excited to see it. I'm glad that you were able to be in the ring and get your ass beat so you can tell everybody that wrestling sucks and gets hurt because I can tell them all they want, but they're like, oh, Duhop, blah, 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 you're a legend. And I'm like, that's great. That's fine. But wrestling still sucks. I'm getting to the point where my body hurts so much. And I have to go to work every day.
Dude,
I snap you every day.
At
like
3
I do
a.m. on the dot.
every day. When I clock in at 3, which means I'm up at 2, I work a lot and I get my ass beat. I don't know how much longer I want to get my ass beat.
I mean, I'll tell you this. So at Grimomania, that match you and your brother had, holy, like you were just like so zoned in on your entrance, and you're like, you got to be over there with the camera real quick. I was like, oh, let me move real quick.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I hollered at you.
No, it's all good. Trust me, like I could tell you were zoned in, you're in character, and just recording that match, I was like, what? This is like, it reminded me in a way part of the things you guys did. I don't want people to be like, oh, this is crazy how like you're comparing it, but like part of it, something you did, pardon my French, reminded me of like McFoley versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. Just like you guys doing some insane stunts out there.
Well, I think it's funny you actually bring that up because they just showed the
26th anniversary, I think.
Right, and they showed how Taker and Mick Foley were sitting together, and they were talking about it. Meanwhile, my brother sends me this clip of them talking about it and goes, I want to do this type of content. We can go back with the old GTS stuff and this, that, and the other thing. I should show you. I'll show you the text of me screaming at him, telling him, I told you we should do this like back in 2019. I'm like, I told you, I was like, it was like a mystery. I compared it to Mystery Science Theater 3000,
Yeah.
where, like our heads are down in the corner and we're watching the old GTS giving the stories of, well, the reason that we gave him that belt is because Bonifer couldn't make it and didn't show up or whatever. Because people get mad at us. Oh, you should have gave the belt to Bonifer. Wait, fucking guy couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I guess how's that our fault? Like it happens. But that was my point of I wanted to be able to tell those stories and those tales. And I told him about this years ago. So then he texts me and he's like, I want to do this. And I'm like, I said that years ago, but yes, fine, whatever. And so look for that come GTS stuff, because that's what we're going to do. So with that being said, if we sit and me and my brother sit and regale this not too long ago match from Grimomania where we legitimately killed each other.
Your brother was hurting bad because I recorded some BTS of like him going upstairs and like just his whole back was just straight up black and blue.
Oh, yeah, because he would in the bed of the truck.
You guys are insane. Listen, I'm new to wrestling, but like that's too extreme for me to do. Me to do personally.
Well, as much as and I appreciate you telling that, because we definitely really pushed the limits on that. On that interaction of that match anyway, but like there's things that I won't do when it comes to like I don't want to bleed. Don't come at me with thumbtacks, anything glass or light tubes.
Your brother's insane because I just watched like him and Jimmy Controversy just did that one match
with the tacks.
In the middle of the ring, and then like I think one of them went through the table later. But like that to me was just like, yeah, nope, not me. Tables, nope. Like, okay, I get it. What kind of wrestler would I be? The one that doesn't want to take bumps. And then in the training video, I just put that so your brother was like, what, so my gimmick?
Well, I'm not a big fan of bumping myself, but it is. I definitely don't do the thumbtacks, and I've never done them, and I don't know, like, it's just not for me. I'll give you a banger TLC match. Just leave the thumbtacks, the barbed wire, anything that's sharp and makes me bleedy. Leave it over there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, then tell us more about your wrestling.
Oh yeah, I mean it hurts, like I've said before. But in general, I mean it's something that I've always loved. I've always enjoyed watching. And when it came time to finally just do this video, your brother was like, "Oh, you ready?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's do this video. I'm ready to like just grind on content." And so when this video does eventually should be up by the end of this month now, because my friend took over. When this video does go up, it's kind of like the start of like just a new style of content I want to do. And this video for me is just a huge milestone because I got to try something new that I've never really got to like full send into.
So you did the wrestling, and if you want to keep doing things that you've never done and those, what else is on the horizon then? So
I don't want to spoil too much, but let's say something like Deadliest Catch. There's something very, I can't go too much into it.
So you're gonna jump on a boat and go fishing?
More than fishing, crab fishing, correct? But it might be in Alaska. It might be on the East Coast. We don't know yet. But that's a video that's currently in production. I talked to all the right people. Another video is I'm going to try becoming a farmer for like a day to see how hard farming really is. They make it look easy, but like
let me tell you right now,
I can make it be entertaining.
Stop. No, well, you're going to be the one that they're all laughing at, okay?
But that's the whole point of the video. Is because it's gonna, even if they're laughing at me or whatever, like I'm trying to genuinely like learn all this new shit, whatever. But the whole point is, showing that like don't be afraid to go learn and try new things. That's kind of like the purpose of the content. Is like I'm out there trying to learn new different things that I would have never done, but it's also to like inspire people to go out of their comfort zone and go try things that they may have not done.
Well, farming ain't easy.
It ain't. I know that. That's another reason why I want to do it.
And there's so many different levels of. It's so weird and odd of why I like that so much, and I'm not going to get into why, but there's so many different levels from planting to harvest that I don't think you could quote try that for a day.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a crash course. The farm I want to use is like 40 minutes away. I've worked with them in the past for a video, and great people, amazing people. So, like, I just got pitched and like, hey, I want to do this, and they're like, oh, cool, like, more attention for us. So, yeah, even if I got to do, like, a week, I don't mind like having to travel out every day for a week and do like 8 hours on a farm. That's a lot of footage for like
You got to be up with the
me and my
sun.
editor to cut. But yeah, be up with the sun, go to bed with the sun. Hell, if I got to pitch a tent outside and just camp at the farm, I don't care. For me, I'm all about like whatever it takes to make a good video, especially like moving forward. Because what I'm doing with that TikTok thing is like I want to use that money to eventually fully fund the YouTube channel and just go do a bunch of crazy things. Like there's one perfect example going back like with pro wrestling. Like people think it's real or fake. Another one is I bought a bunch of ghost hunting equipment. This is like
I saw that.
end Q3. This is the end of Q3 video where a lot of places like charge you $300-$400 for like 5-6 hours to ghost hunt, whatever. But I have this idea where like I want to take all this equipment that I bought and test it and see if ghosts are real because some people believe ghosts are real, some don't.
I do.
I believe ghosts are real. I've had experiences
me too.
since I was a kid, and my mom can validate.
And
one
they
of them.
scare the shit out of me. They do.
But you know what though? For me, it's like it gives me like okay, so there's something after this.
You don't know that.
With the experience of ghosts I've had, there is something. It's just obviously now like we can't see them. Like when we're younger, we can see things because our mind isn't like fully corrupted yet.
Corrupted
as a human being. But like for me, like I've gotten to like see people in my dreams and like actually have conversations.
I've had weird interactions and different things and whatnot as well, and I just it's a different level for me with the ghosts. But so you got ghost hunting equipment. We're gonna be. What else you got going on? Oh, we should leave comments. Everybody put them down there. What do you want Emily to try?
So here's the format. I tried blank is one. I investigated blank. So there's a few different formats I'm doing. So it's like I want to be a mix. Obviously, be myself. But the format, like, we're trying to mix and try figuring out how to combine. It's like a little bit of Ryan Trahan, a little bit of Michelle Carre, and a little bit of Tyler Oliveira. And if we could figure out the perfect mix, my editor and
I don't know who those people are.
Very big YouTubers.
And you see, I do YouTube, and I don't even know who these people are. Guys, I'm the worst. Cheer for me.
So in that time period when I wasn't making content, I just need to focus on myself.
Right.
I would just study YouTube for 12 plus hours a day. Even like years ago, I would just sit there when I wasn't making videos. I just study YouTube. I study titles, thumbnails, which is packaging. I'd click in, see what makes a good video, etc. But that's how I like started learning about other YouTubers, and that's when I started learning more formats.
Well, I learned about another YouTuber just the other day, and this is a very, very true story. I had no idea, and I tweeted about it, and I got made fun of, and that's fine. I had no idea Mr. Beast was a real person.
Yes, Jimmy is one of the nicest people I've ever met.
I'm sure he is, but I had no idea. I was like, wait a minute, that's a person? They're like, yeah, he's a YouTuber, and he's
got like over 100, like 30 plus million subs on his main channel.
God bless him. I ain't making fun of him. I just had no idea it was a real person. Like I see Mr. Beast hamburgers, and I just thought it was a line of food.
So yeah,
I didn't realize it was backed by a human that knew what the fuck he was doing on YouTube and is great at life.
So I've been a sub of like Jimmy's like right before 1 million. I remember at one point I said his name, Mr. Beast, 100,000 times, all for a Twitter follow, and that's how like he followed me. I want to say like in the middle of 2017, 2018. That's how he ended up following me on Twitter. But the guy is just a YouTube genius. Like he would.
He writes the algorithm.
Well, so the
algorithm adjusts around his movie.
So what I tell people like with the algorithm, and this is the thing I've learned, it's like you ever have the idea of like, oh, the algorithm hates me or like the algorithm's against me. What it comes down to, it's the audience. The audience is the algorithm. If you don't make something that makes people want to click and then watch, YouTube's just not going to promote it. YouTube wants people that are going to click a video and watch for as long as possible with the watch time. And the major thing that people don't talk about now is viewer satisfaction. This is like a thing I've learned the last few years, is how do you feel after watching a video? Because if you watch, like, say, there's a 20-minute video, but you only watch 5 minutes, it's kind of like an inkling to YouTube. Like, this video might not be
yeah, because then they won't suggest it because they see people are clicking off. If it's a 25-minute video and people are clicking off, but within 3 minutes they're like, oh, it's obviously a garbage video. YouTube, nobody wants to watch it.
That's like one of the signals.
Or it's a clickbaited or whatever the case may be.
So it's like one of the singles with like retention, watch time, etc. But YouTube, you may have got this before where like you're scrolling, it's like how does this video above make you feel if like you've watched it before, or like if they want to see if you're interested in it. They get millions of these surveys back every single day, and that's a big thing now. It's just how does your audience feel per video?
You guys hear that, right? When they ask you how you feel about watching the House of Hopcast, you have to let them know that you loved every effing second of it, and you cheered for it, and you clapped for it, and you loved it, and then you kissed me.
Maybe not the last one, but
Why not?
because they can't. Well, they can kiss the screen, but they can't actually kiss you.
Yeah,
But
don't
yeah,
come up and kiss me in real life.
YouTube
Put you through a table.
YouTube comes down to just a like easy science. People want to overcomplicate it, and it's like with the new direction I'm going with content. It's like okay, well, relatability that's big, but then when it comes to the video, it's like if I don't have a good title, good thumbnail, I can't then go into filming the video and the production side of that video because then it's just gonna shit the bed. Sorry for my French again.
No, I gotta blank out a couple
Okay,
too. Either,
so it's gonna poop the bed. But what's gonna end up happening is if I have a banger title, banger thumbnail for the packaging, and I make a good video, it doesn't matter if like say 10% of my audience watch it. YouTube's then gonna start recommending that to others that might be interested in that video based off of your audience and the audience you're trying to reach.
my thing is like I can make a thumbnail, I can make a title, and I'd be like, wow, this is good. It doesn't give away too much. It leaves question. The thumbnail looks like okay, cool. Like it's not clickbait, but it goes for it, and then nobody watches it.
So how
And
many
then,
titles do you write per video?
well, we'll get it. But my point is, I'll do something else where I'm like, I don't know exactly what to call this movie. All right, I'll do that, and then I'll make this thumbnail. All right, it looks good, and then I get a ton of views on it. It's like I don't.
It depends on the topic of the video too.
That's my thing is that it's like I can like YouTube can say, oh, I suggest this and I suggest that, or we do this, and I try my best, and it's like, well, I thought I did what you wanted and nothing happened, and then I just kind of was like in a rush and did that, and everybody loved it. So you want from me?
Yeah, so like for me, when it comes to the video, so like professional wrestling, there was like a few different working titles for this. The title that I've settled on, not like settled like in a bad way, but like the title that I want to go with is I Tried Professional Wrestling. Because beforehand, it was like I trained like a WWE superstar. I tried professional wrestling at GTS. Like all these different titles. I tried coming up around 40 different titles per video, narrowed it down to the 10 best, and then picked the one from there.
That
I am
right there
crazy like that.
is why you're 10 times better at YouTube. And I've watched the videos, and yeah, it was weird to me that you said you had your friend editing this for you because I've watched what you've edited and this, that, and the other thing, and quite intensive to compared to what I do, compared to even what my brother does when it comes to GTS and stuff. Like your level of work is like I'm watching A&E. I'm not even gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, that's really impressive. And you put a lot of work into it. And I'm like, I'm gonna slap this together because I don't have a lot of time because I got to get the hell up at 2 a.m. to go to work. and it's not that I'm slapping it together, but it's what I can do with my time
Yeah.
that I have available to me to get it up. And like I said, your level is way different. So you making 40 titles and then saying I don't like this one or this one's not gonna as it
And
gets
that's
suggested.
even before we go into film. Because once I have the title, then I start thinking of the thumbnails. And
This-
then once I have a good thumbnail, once I know like okay, I have an A, B, C, and possibly B thumbnail if I needed to A/B test, then it's like okay, well now let's start production of a video.
now see way different. I'll like whip out my camera, film a whole bunch of clips of me and my son being crazy in the store, this, that, and the other thing. And then when I edit it together, I'll be like, all right, I guess we'll call it this. Or I kind of had an idea about, this. So I guess, like we'll call it that. Like I feel like I work so different than you.
But here's the thing: there's so much different styles of YouTube. Like my style used to be based off like who I used to work with. Don't want to mention any names. That was like the style I did for the longest time. It was like, all right, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and then we're just gonna like act off each other and just like role play. Like from there, figure out what you. If I say this, you say that, and kind of like wrestling. It's like you do this, I do that, you do that. Like everything
Right.
is an action with a reaction. So now with the content I want to do, it's like, okay, how do I make the best videos possible? How do I achieve 100K, 500K, a million plus view videos?
Oof.
And it's like this. I'm more like willing to put this time into like a video because I just want to make the best videos possible now. Where like even beforehand, it was like, man, 60K views, that's not bad. That's a football stadium. Even like my last video, long form videos like 4 or 5 months ago, and me dealing with just having like still shave, doing electrolysis and all
Right,
this
right.
stuff to get rid of facial hair permanently. Got like 20K views, and some people be like, man, your channel is dead, whatever. I just filled up the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Like 20K views, amazing. 15K views, amazing. 10K views, amazing. Even if you pull 500 views as a creator, you're still filling up like an auditorium. You
Well,
know?
I don't want to say my brother was telling me a little bit the other day. We were talking about views on GTS and this, that, and the other thing. And I said he was saying how much better years and years ago, obviously, views were. I said years and years ago, you didn't have 15 streaming services. You didn't have, um, like there's the point of my story is without rambling about it is there's so many different forms of media for somebody to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So for the 30, 40, or 50K that did invest in watching GTS, to me, I don't want to say that's a blessing, but yeah, they took that time when there's so much other crap to watch.
Yeah, you go on YouTube homepage, you're gonna be recommended right away with like 8 videos to just choose from.
Right.
And when it comes to YouTube, like people are like, "Oh, notifications didn't send out." Fuck notifications. Don't rely on them. That's the thing that I'm learning.
Oh yeah,
Where you want your views to come from is you don't even want your views to really come from search. You want your views to come from homepage and recommendations and suggested. Once that your views are coming from there, and people are clicking and watching. That's where you just want the views to come from.
Right.
Because then YouTube's like, hey, people are clicking on the homepage when we recommend it. Let's keep pushing this. Versus like people are just clicking off of it or clicking on it because like they go to the channel page or the notifications or like a link, which don't tweet an outside link because then that traffic doesn't help like the data. But like you want your views to come from homepage recommendations, and like say 60,000 people still click and watch. That's fucking phenomenal.
I think I found your next. I tried to be a YouTuber because I'm trying hard and it ain't working out too great for me.
Listen, I've been trying for 10 plus years at this point in my life.
I know, right? For real. I started late 24. No, middle of.
How many subs you at right now?
I can't honestly break 250,000, and I can't hit that quarter.
So this is what you want to do: start making really good shorts, like in the same style of your content, and just go from there. Like make stuff like short form content around your content, and then see how that does. Because like I know somebody who just revived their whole channel. They had like this. My editor, by the way. So backstory, back with the editing, real quick. The reason why he's editing this video is because he just hit 100K. He was like at 80K, stopped, got suspended from the YouTube partner program for like an old violation, whatever. And then he hit 100K, blew past that. I think he's about to hit 500K, all within the last few weeks. What happened is because he got suspended at one point from the partner program, he can't get a silver play button. But because I already have a code and all this, all I have to do now is say he's a member of my team, and then I just basically buy him one. And in return, he pro bono is editing this video, and he's an editor.
So he did it all for the play button.
Yeah,
the truth comes out. Bump, bump. But where's that button? No, that's not it. That's not it either. Damn it. Where's the dun, 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 dun? That's what I need. That's the opening button. Sorry, sack of crap.
But going back to it real quick. So now we have a thing that we're working out where, like, a lot of the videos I do, I'll go in, I'll do the base cut. I'm not adding audio, whatever. And then he's just going to cut it up to help tell the story even better and, like, for retention. That's what he's doing with this video. But he's an editor for a YouTuber with 10 plus million subscribers.
So he knows what he's doing quite well.
So, like, he's blowing up right now on his own channel, but he can't get the play button. He came to me, and now we worked out this beautiful thing for the future. And I'm pumped for it, honestly.
Well, I'm pumped for this video, too. And now I do want you to tell everybody where to find you on the internet because our time is coming to a close.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at It's Emily Saxon. TikTok, I'm Emily Saxon. Fun fact, I saved It's Emily Saxon before coming out publicly on a whole different account, and then I forgot the login information for that account. So now I'm just stuck with the current username I have, so nothing
Do you have
matches.
like a LinkedIn or something that I can grab and put
I
at the bottom of this
I
video?
LinkedIn is for like more
I
of like the network stuff. I do have a one of the things a link tree. I have a link tree on my like
that's what I
Twitter.
meant. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
your
yeah.
LinkedIn link tree. I don't see again, guys. I'm dumb.
You can find me on YouTube. It's Emily or YouTube just Emily Saxton. And yeah, I mean this wrestling video show hopefully be out by the end of July now, and I
Well,
can't wait for it because
we're-
those chops they're gonna make people be entertained. I mean, a million people have already seen me get chopped by your brother, which is just crazy.
well, I'm eager to see the match to which you called on the fly.
There. Hey, listen, I didn't just do all the calling. My opponent did most of the calling.
Well, you
But
called
there,
on the fly. You called on the fly.
yeah,
Whether
but
they called it or you called it.
there's some stuff that I called like the code breaker. I'm
Right.
spoiling too much, or like if I got chopped, it's like again, and they're like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And
But
it's
don't
like I'm
give it
thinking
a-
to myself, I was like, entertainment. That when it comes down to content, even wrestling, it's all about entertainment factor. Can you keep the people there entertained? Can you keep the viewers watching at home entertained, or wherever they're at watching? So for me, it's like once I'm doing something for a video, I'll full send just so I can make the best video. I've said that quite a few times, and I know people are like, "Oh, you hear like Jimmy or Beast say it, whatever." But like I've met him. I played poker with him at his house with Chris and a few others, and that was a great experience for my trading the chocolate bar series. But like
Oh, that's right. I traded a chocolate bar.
I traded a few Spool's chocolate bars, tried to get to Tesla, and I have like a $25,000 Iron Man Hulkbuster arm.
We should trade that for a good car.
Yeah, an electric Tesla, so I don't have to pay these insane gas prices. But when it comes down to like the best videos, it's like I just want to make good videos that make people happy, that like I feel creatively filled with that, and at the same time I'm trying to get. That's all that matters to me.
Then you're gonna have to subscribe to Emily so you can see these videos.
And subscribe to Duhop. If you're not subscribed with notifications on, what in the world are you doing? Subscribe right now, or you're grounded.
That's me giving y'all a kiss. All right, guys, we are out of here. Like this video, leave some comments, share it. Tell Emily what she should do in her future I tries, or leave her suggestions, and be hype. Subscribe for this wrestling video that she's got coming out. We are out of here. Thank you from the House of Hopcast. Again, a happy birthday to Emily.
Thank you. Can I just give a quick shout out?
Sure.
Shout out to Grim for all the help with the training.
Not my brother.
Yeah. How about this?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Shout out to Jimmy Controversy for hyping the video up on Twitter, and he hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, screw Jimmy.
All right.
Shut up, Jimmy.
Shout out to Duhop for inviting me on my birthday. It's been an absolute blast. See, you got to suck up to him to get the applause, but
Yeah.
But genuinely, thank you for having me today. It's been a blast. I'd love to come on the podcast again soon.
Well,
Because listen, I love to talk. As you probably learned, you tried cutting this 20 plus minutes ago. I was like, no, I got a lot to say. I'm a talker.
Well, I hope everybody likes long content. They always ask for long content, and we're almost at an hour.
Watch time.
Wowee. All right, guys. Well, it's a podcast, so leave it on in the background as you're cleaning the laundry or something, or doing something instead of somebody, I don't know, make me a sandwich, guys. Like the video, leave these comments if you haven't done it already. Subscribe for some more us. Eat it. Yeah. Oh, and don't say that, because then the Snack Panther's after you.
What?
The Snack Panther. Yo, she doesn't know about Snack Panther.
Trust me, if that's a YouTube thing right now, I haven't watched YouTube in the last 3-4 days, 5 days.
Snack Panther is that demon that sits on your shoulder. That's like.
Oh, that wants me to eat food. Yeah.
You should eat that, little Debbie snack. And you're like, no, stop it, Snack Panther. I'm trying to lose weight.
Well, I am going out to dinner shortly to celebrate my birthday with my family, so eat it, yeah.
There you go. Happy birthday, Emily. Eat it, yeah. I need music to get us out.
Just play the same song.
I might. Well, no, I might overlay something else.